Hi, I'm Kenneth, and this is Common Hawthorn. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Today I am doing a response to Renee at Meadowlark Mystic, who started a hashtag called Rainbow Decks. The idea being to assign a deck to each color of the rainbow. And I'm taking a somewhat different approach than most of the videos I've seen so far. So first of all, I'm going to use the 8 colors of the original pride flag created by Gilbert Baker in 1978 for the San Francisco Gay Freedom Day Parade. And I will describe the 8 colors, and what I'm going to do is match decks to the meanings that Gilbert assigned to the colors of his flag. And if you're familiar with the gay pride flag, kind of the standard garden variety, there are different versions now, but you might think, but there are only 6 colors. Well, there was originally a hot pink stripe that was dropped in the fall of 1978 because after the assassination of Harvey Milk, there was this great demand for the flags, and the hot pink fabric was not readily available. So they dropped the hot pink. And then the next year, for the 1979 parade, organizers wanted to use the flag, but they wanted to drape it on 2 sides of lampposts. And so they dropped a turquoise stripe. So a little bit of history, and then on with the decks. So the first stripe is hot pink for sex. And of course, pink immediately made me think of Marshmallow, the Marshmallow Marseille, but I mean, this is not a sexy deck. So it really only had the color going for it, which is kind of not what I actually wanted to do. And so then I thought of the St. Jinx Arcana, which is it's not necessarily a male-only deck, but there's certainly a version you can buy so that it's male-only, and definitely homoerotic. It's a drawing style that it might be familiar to you if you are familiar with a certain style of gay art. And it comes in both, I would say, somewhere between PG and R and X. There's an X-rated version. Anyway, sex is very forward in this, but I don't actually find it a sexy deck. So the deck that I did choose for hot pink for sex is the Lightseer's Tarot, which a lot of people are picking it for blue or green or whatever, but the colors, I've shuffled this deck since I picked it, but like, it's a temperance. Come on. Sexy Angels. The Devil card in particular is one that stands out. You can find an image of the Devil card where it's sort of like a pop band member reaching out to you. So that's it for what seems like a sexy deck. Then is red, and Gilbert said red was for life. And the deck that I own that says life to me is just to comment on Lightseers, it's a sexy deck, but it's all young, thin people sexy. Just wouldn't want anybody running out and buying it because they thought that it was going to be a sexy deck and then be disappointed that, well, it's only youngish, skinny people. So this might hurt for life, to me, is one of the best recent decks for a variety of people, a variety of kinds of people, races, body sizes, genders. So for me, for life is, and red is, this might hurt. Orange is healing. This is one of the decks in my answers that has some remote connection to the actual color, in that there is a bit of an orange vibe to Sasuraibito, but it's mostly I feel like it's a healing deck because of it's direct, but I always feel like the readings I get are always have my best interests at heart. So there's that. Next is yellow, sunlight. And I picked a deck that is kind of obscure. Probably not a lot of people. The Tarot of Dürer. It's not Dürer's artwork. It's just created kind of as an homage. I mean, after the style of Albrecht Dürer. And it's all Northern European imagery. And there's a variety of ages and body types. But it's one of the first decks when I got back into tarot study that I found out about, and I thought that I really wanted the deck. I love Albrecht Dürer's artwork, and for me, that deck just brings a sense of brightness and joy, and also the idea that sunlight might be about an intellectual approach. It's definitely a deck where I'm not reading it intuitively so much, so that I have to bring my mind to it. Green for nature is the Brady Tarot, and this is the newer version. It's an animal deck. Pretty intense colors in the color-coded borders. So that's green for nature. Let's see, I'm just going to set that aside. Difficult to put back in the box. Very nice box, but it is kind of tight-fitting. So turquoise, one of the ones that got dropped. Magic or art. And for this, I chose the Ostara Tarot, which does have a kind of turquoisey feel in places. It's a deck that is done by four artists, and I don't read with it very much, but this is what I thought of as having a kind of magical approach. And I do have it in a turquoise bag. So that's the Ostara Tarot. For indigo, serenity, the Spacious Tarot. The space for us. I mean, of course, this is another one where it's like, I've edged it, and so that's kind of a turquoisey, but it's a pretty indigo deck in terms of just the actual color. But I feel that the space in the cards, which is left for us, has a sense of serenity to it. Even some of the ostensibly difficult cards, I still think that they're is a serenity to the visuals and a serenity to the space that is left for us as the reader. Finally, violet, Gilbert assigned spirit. And for this, I've chosen a deck that is not a tarot deck. People are mostly doing tarot decks, but I decided I would. I mean, some people are doing one tarot and one oracle, of course. Nobody. Tarot Tube does not exist on a rigid following of the rules. So for violet or spirit, another deck that has nothing about the color itself, but the Supra Oracle by Usi. I think, oh, well, you know, that one, the stillness. Oh, no, below that was, you know, simplicity. There's release. And I think that it's a deck that's really filled with spirit. And so there you have it, my rainbow decks with a different twist on it than most I've seen. Thanks for watching. I'm Kenneth. This is Common Hawthorne. I invite you to like the video, subscribe if you've liked what you've seen, and I hope you'll return. Bye.